Cloud. There we go. And he said, let's get this thing started. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And guys, I did not know what I was signing up for, but I did know that whatever it was, that it was going to be something good and something great, because King Clive himself is a man of honor, a man of amazing fortitude. And, I trust what he was about to do. And so he said, let's do it. And he literally rounded up a group of us from Jamaica, Bahamas, Trinidad, and Tobago. And we started the microbiome call, supporting each other with it. And from that day on to now, that would have been like third week of a Tuesday, third week of November last year. And ever since, we have been doing the microbiome call every single Tuesday up until now. So that's like 8 months we've been doing this microbiome call, just educating people about what these fantastic nutraceuticals and technologies can do for your body and how they actually feed your microbiome. And I know you're sitting there going, okay, this woman is talking gibberish. I don't know what a microbiome is. I don't know what she's speaking about. But guys, I promise you, by the end of this call, you will know something about your microbiome. You'll understand what the microbiome is for and why it's so crucial for you to make sure you're taking care of it. But so without further ado, I'm going to bring up whom I call. I tagged him the poet of health, because from the moment I heard him about 2 years ago, I was like, man, this gentleman, when he speaks, his voice is soothing to the ears, and it just palatized. It like literally rolls off your tongue. Everything you hear, you want to ingest because you're understanding what he's saying. He breaks it down to layman terms and makes us to understand what we really need to know about what's going on in our body. And I also label him the guru, because a guru knows at least 2% more than you do. So this gentleman is the king, the poet of health, the guru of the microbiome, King Clive Campbell. Did you make it to the call?
I am here live and direct. Thank you so much, Queen Dr. Ruth Ann Lightbourne. Very kind with your words. I appreciate you so much and for what you're doing in this movement and this company. A pleasant good evening to everyone. We salute and respect all the persons who are being launched tonight, and we thank all our guests and friends for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of us who are chiming in for the first time to a Sankey call, you might be hearing stuff that you're not accustomed to. Doesn't matter if you're 10 years old, 50 years old, or 70 years old. It's possible you may be hearing some of this information for the very first time. I can guarantee you, we are not the ones making up this story. To some degree, it is stranger than fiction. This is more than Men in Black. This is more than E.T. This is more than Star Trek and Star Wars, to learn about our human body. But the story is your story. It's your untold story, but it's a story that you need to know. You have been very familiar with your human story. Please be welcome now and accommodate your microbial story. Because, ladies and gentlemen, science would have it. These microbes living inside of you are not just good and bad bacteria that we should try and get rid of the bad ones. These are not just fauna and flora, nice names, but medical science has been studying them. The field of microbiology is in the most amazing state that it has ever been in. Because the more we study, the more we learn, the more we realize how much we do not know. So modern science is saying we have a second brain. I don't ever heard that right, but man is found to have a second brain. What is intriguing about that thought is that this second brain is located inside of the solar system, the gut, the digestive tract, the alimentary canal, the GI tract. That's where this second brain is located, of all the places to put it. But ladies and gentlemen, that's where it is. We did not know that it is there because the microbes are really naked to the human eyes. And these microbes live inside of the mucus lining of your large intestine. But medical science has given us some facts that we did not know. That we are only 10 trillion. Can you imagine this word only? 10 trillion. But in terms of human cells, but what we're learning about the total microbial cells in the body, it's 10 times more than the human cells. 100 trillion, comprising of things like bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, archaea. You learn about those stuff if you want to go look it up, and even some parasites. They have formed themselves into an organ living inside of your gut. And of all the things and all the organs for them to mimic is your brain. I find that quite interesting. It is your brain. So in the body, sorry about that, in the body, you have 100 trillion microbes, and 40% of them lives one place inside of your gut. Now, I'm not only talking about Clive Campbell, I'm talking about you, everybody from Trinidad, everybody from Bahamas, from Jamaica, all over America, Canada, all over the world. This is the composition. 40% of the microbes in your body lives inside of your gut. They have formed themselves into an organ, an invisible organ, and it operates and functions just like the brain inside of your skull. Do you find that disturbing? Do you find that intriguing? Do you sort of feel uncomfortable about that arrangement? Because we see microbes as being dirty, nasty. They are to be gotten rid of, and the only good microbe is a dead microbe. Ladies and gentlemen, get used to it. Some of us have already heard the lingo, and the narrative has changed, and we are trying to wrap our heads around it and to realize this new version of us, that we don't have our bodies to ourselves. We have travelers with us on our journey, and we are not so much of a human being as we have become an ecosystem, what they call a superorganism, meaning that, yes, we have human cells, but you have viral cells, fungal cells, bacterial cells, archaea, and parasites that makes up the human body. And all of us have claims to the body. These are not foreigners to be made persona non grata. They are not aliens. God allowed them to grow on and inside of our bodies, and they are friends with benefits. Let me be quick to tell you, bacteria don't want you dead. They don't want to harm you. They don't want to kill you. If that was the case, we would have been dead before 1 day old. But look at it now. How old are you? And the very things we think that are going to kill us are the very ones that feed us, protect us, provide for us, and do things for us that we can't do for ourselves. I know that this might be sounding strange to some people, and you might have 1,001 questions. I know I can't answer all those questions tonight, but what I'll do, I'll steer you in a direction to go do your own due diligence and get the facts for yourself. If you do not know who you are, you're likely to hurt yourself. You will damage yourself, and you'll be living a lie because you'll be living for who you are not. We are not full 100 human beings. We are a superorganism, an ecosystem. Some would even call it a hollow biome. Many of us makes this body work. Like a Rolex watch. You see how pretty that Rolex watch looks at the surface? You know what is going on beneath the surface to make that Rolex watch work, and it's so expensive. All those other types of springs and levers and different gears makes it work. The human body is similar. Many different types of organisms are chiming in to make our human body work, and we did not know. But now we know because we have the technology and the computing capacity to understand in terms of sequencing and mapping the total genes in the human body and finding out how many microbes live in the body and how many genes it brings to the table. Look at it. We have 22,500 human genes. Sound plenty, don't? But here is what the microbes bring to the table in terms of equity. How about 4 million to 20 million genes? So we bring 22,500 genes to the table, and say, wow, look at us now. Microbes just put up their lot and says, how about 4 million plus genes? So what is the reality? 99% of the genes being expressed in your body is from a non-human source. It is coming from the microbes. What make us human ain't even human. And you see, if you are successful in damaging microbes on the skin and in the body in our attempt to sanitize them away, wash them away using gels, all kind of different soaps and things, we damage them. And the more successful we are at damaging microbes is the more successful we are in hurting ourselves and having more sickness and diseases and conditions and issues in our tissues. The truth be told, we are all in this thing together. We gotta work it out. It's the neurons that need the sun. We gotta work it out. Not because you're up there on the hill and I'm down here on the ground. Don't look at me and scorn me because I keep you on the hill. I keep you going. And ladies and gentlemen, it is eye-opening to many of us that it is microbes that keeps us going on a daily basis, down to your very mood. 95% of the serotonin that dictates your mood is made by microbes. Wow. You can't even be happy without bacteria. Look at that. How did we come to this? We didn't know. And look how we tried to kill bacteria. That is why some of us, our moods are so off. We're nice and pleasant today and don't know who will show up tomorrow because our microbiome in our gut may have become damaged. Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, these are exciting times. Because since I learned that I have a microbiome, I'm doing things differently. I'm eating differently. I'm staying far from antibiotics. I try to stay far from general medication. I try to be careful how I use my cell phone, blue lights, how I know stress damages it. I stay far from sugar. If I'm walking down the road and I see sugar coming in my direction, I'm going to cross the street and walk in the other direction because sugar is not your friend. Sugar is your enemy. And sugar, yes, they damage your microbiome. It is sweet to the tongue, but it's bitter to the belly. And grandma said, well, sweet nanny goat is going to do what? Running belly. Long time we started getting some warning, and we have to follow our gut feelings because guess what? The feeling in our brain is, we never say our brain feeling, we talk about our gut feeling. We don't talk about butterflies in our brain. We talk about butterflies where in our stomach. And you say to somebody, I should have followed, not my brain feeling, I should have followed my gut feeling, I should have never given him that money and that car. So I'm saying to you, so the gut determines a lot about us. And it communicates, the gut brain communicates with the brain in our skull. And guess what? They are friends. They communicate every day, especially working along with the immune system to create in our body what is called homeostasis, or just balance, because you want your body balanced. But so you can't be taking all those antibiotics and all those things and expect your body to be balanced. We have to understand that Bob Marley's song, Until the Philosophy, wow, that owes one race superior and another inferior is totally disbanded and whatever it is, there's going to be what? War. War in the east, war in the west, war up north, war down south. You cannot look at bacteria in an inferior way and try to damage them and you be living in peace. No, sir, no, thank you, don't sing, so. We must understand our true construct. We must understand bacteria, nurture them and feed them because we can't even be happy without them. Our digestive system cannot function without them. That is why when they are damaged, we get irritable bowel syndrome, we get diverticulitis, we get colitis, we get gas and burping and bloating, we get diarrhea, constipation, all kind of different things in the gut. And guess what? In the brain, we get Alzheimer's, anxiety, depression, Parkinson's, schizophrenia. And here's the thing, if we don't fix the gut, no matter how doctor try, and pull up every nut and bolt and thing in the brain, trying to find a way to fix Alzheimer's and find way to fix neurological disorders, it can't be fixed if you don't go to the gut and repair the gut. That's how it is. You can't repair the skin until you repair the gut. You can't repair, call it, the atherosclerotic plaques in the blood vessels and the heart if you don't fix the gut. Ladies and gentlemen, this gut brain is the find not of the 21st century, but in the entire history of mankind. We are just understanding how the human body works, how the human body functions. Dr. Ruth Ann, you need to give me an idea in terms of my time. Do I need to shut up now? Because I don't want to overdo
Well,
it.
hey, you have 1 more minute. One. You, and the thing is, you always know right when you're supposed to wind down.
I have an idea that, see, my microbes are working, and I say, Clive, check it out, check it out. So, ladies and gentlemen, the greatest disadvantage you can live with and liability you can live with is to live with a damaged microbiome. You got to find out how these Sankey global products, see the Bellage, you see the Asaki, you want to take those two, if you can afford it, find a way to afford it. Because in those two products, you have about 900 different metabolites. Metabolites are what the body needs to make in order for the body to heal, repair, restore, reverse, recover, revive, and repair. You need metabolites, and only your bacteria can make metabolites. But guess what? The Japanese scientists have found a way to mimic digestion outside of the body, make the metabolites. So even if your gut is so damaged, you can't digest nothing. Our products are done in such a way, it goes straight into the cell, feed your mitochondria, goes into the gut, feed your microbiome, and provide metabolites in a way that no other product on the planet has the level of information we have because of the 40 years of studying the Okinawans. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not just mere products. These are not just mere supplements. These are technologically advanced solutions. You bless it and you take it. It comes to your body. Search your body. Don't stop searching until it finds where you're sick, where there's illness, where there's disease, and ensure that everything plug in, not plug out. Everything turn on, not turn off. Everything up, just like 7. I hand over back to you, Queen Dr. Ruth Ann.
Thank you so much, King Clive. Guys, we gave you literally a tidbit, just a snippet of what we do here at the microbiome. We didn't want to give you too much. We didn't want to give you too much, so we gave you a little bit. And so, guys, I want to say next coming up on our roster, because first of all, we want to say welcome, especially, we want to welcome all of you. But we want to welcome especially because we have 3 fantastic, phenomenal kings out of Trinidad and Tobago launching their business tonight. That is Pastor Carlos Gonzalez, Alvin Morton, and Larry Piera. They are the kings of Trinidad when it comes to Sankey Global. And so we want to honor you guys tonight for launching your business. So all of the guests that are invited by them, congratulations! Woo! We're so excited that you came on. Yeah, we're a little off here. But guess what? That's what makes us normal because our microbiomes all gel. Yeah. So, our microbiomes, like King Clive said, we don't say, I ain't sure I like that one. We get along over here. Our microbes are like, oh, I groove with her. That's one of my tribe members, man. This is it. So without further ado, we're going to bring up listen, she is the queen of hypertension, diabetes, and sleep. We just tell her, lock it up. I surprised she don't have her cuffs and her baton, because soon she can have her police hat and she can have a baton and her brackets, and she can come and tell you, lock it up now. So she locks up hypertension, she locks up diabetes, and listen to me, she busts down sleep. I talking waka, kung fu. So without further ado, we're going to bring to the forefront Nurse Donnelly Adderley. She is a mother of 3 amazing, fantastic children, especially a special needs child. And the reason why I mention that is because to me, it makes her even super mother duties. Because it's one thing to be a mother, but it's another thing to be a mother of a special needs child, because it takes you 100 times over. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. So I want to first mention that she has been an amazing wife, but she's an amazing individual. You hear me? Absolutely amazing. But also, I want to say that she's been a nurse. Listen to me, a nurse for over 25 years. Now, I know if I tell you age just now, Donnelly, but she is an amazing individual. So without further ado, I'm going to bring to the forum for Nurse Donnelly Adderley. Did you make it to the call?
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Could you see my screen?
Yes, I can. Take it away.
Now, I'm a nurse and I'm also a presenter. So in nursing, you know, and Dr. Denise knows this, in nursing in the medical field, we always like to show persons because what seeing is believing, okay? So I'm gonna do this very quickly. And oh, congratulations to those gentlemen of the Trinidad and Tobago who are launching this afternoon. Woo! Look here, you guys are wonderful and amazing. And the guests who have come on, who have been invited, you are in for a treat. So on Monday nights, I usually do this call. It's either a sleep call or time to put the silent killers behind bars. Hypertension and diabetes, AKA pressure, AKA sugar. So let's get started with our presentation. Right now, you would wonder, okay, what is diabetes? Diabetes is a chronic disease that occurs when the pancreas is no longer able to make insulin or when the body cannot make good use of insulin it produces. When we eat all those carbs, all those sugars, you know, our body cannot make the insulin when the body stops making insulin. Insulin is a hormone made by the pancreas that acts like a key to let glucose from the food we eat pass from the bloodstream into the cells of the body to produce energy. All carbohydrate foods are broken down into glucose, which is sugar, in the blood. Insulin helps glucose get in the cells. Not being able to produce insulin or use it effectively leads to raised sugar levels, glucose levels in the blood, known as hyperglycemia. Hypoglycemia is when the sugar in the blood level and in the blood is really high. The sugar levels in the blood is really high. Over the long term, high glucose levels are associated with damage to the body and failure of various organs and tissues of the body. So there are three types of hypertension. Diabetes. Going ahead of myself now. Now you have type 1 diabetes. Can develop at any age, but occurs most frequently in children and adolescents. When you have type 1 diabetes, your body produces very little or no insulin, which means that you need daily insulin injections to maintain blood glucose levels under control. So you have a lot of kids, you know, and when I was in school health, you have children as young as the age 2, 3 having diabetes, which is sad because by the time some of these kids reach 5 or 7, they have to take 3 different shots a day. And by the time they reach our age, they can connect the dots if they live that long. So we are here at Sankey trying to curve that. So type 2 diabetes is more common in adults and accounts for 90% of all the diabetic cases. When you have type 2 diabetes, your body does not make good use of insulin that it produces. The cornerstone of type 2 diabetes treatment is healthy lifestyle. Dr. Denise always like to talk about that. Healthy lifestyle, including increased physical activity, healthy diet. However, over time, most people with type 2 diabetes will require oral drugs and or insulin to keep their blood glucose levels under control. I put this in layman terms and break it down so that you guys can carry this and run with this and know what we're talking about. Gestational diabetes is a type of diabetes that consists of high blood glucose during pregnancy and is associated with complications to both mother and child. Gestational diabetes mellitus usually disappears after pregnancy, but women affected and their children are an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes later on in life. So that means if you are pregnant, you and that child later on in life can also become diabetics. So you have to be careful if you have diabetes in pregnancy. Not because it goes away after that baby comes out, meaning that you don't have to be careful. When you notice that, you have to change your lifestyle right there and right now, especially even for your child. Be careful what you feed that child because that child can become a diabetic, okay? Diabetes is a global epidemic. Diabetes is affecting an estimated 382 million people worldwide. The World Health Organization predicts that diabetes will be the 7th leading cause of death by 2030, unless we curb it now. An estimated 4 million people die annually from diabetes complications. Isn't that sad? A sad, man. And it all starts from our lifestyle. All right, blood sugar levels. Some of us go to the doctor. We get our blood sugar, our annual checks. And by the way, while I'm talking, those of you, we're in the 7th month, Denise, Dr. Denise, 7th month. How many of you have had your annual physical for the year? Just put your hands up in the chat. All right, so Dr. Ruthann and Dr. Denise, how many people has had their annual physical as yet for this year? Normal blood sugar level when you're fasting, 80 to 100. Just say 170 to 200. 3 hours after eating, 120 to 140. Pre-diabetic state, 101. This is when you got to open your eyes. 101 to 125 just after you ate, 190 to 230. 3 hours after eating, 140 to 160 milligrams per day. Diabetic, 126 or over after fasting. Just ate, 220 to 300 milligrams per day. 3 hours after eating, 200 plus milligrams per day. I hope you took a screenshot of that, so when you get your annual physical, you can actually know where you are at, even if you're in the pre-diabetic stage, so that you can get yourself together and catch it, okay? Now, high blood sugar, hyperglycemia, some of the signs and symptoms. You will have extreme tiredness, drowsiness, dry mouth, always have an urge to run to the bathroom and urinate, always thirsty. There are some of the signs, okay? Now you will have chronic complications due to diabetes, okay? You would have blindness can occur, kidney disease will occur, nerve damage will occur, we call it neuropathy, amputation, but amputation does not have to occur once you follow the guidelines and the rules that your physician and your healthcare providers give you. A lot of people get hypertension because once you become a diabetic, come on now, and the doctor say you're a diabetic, why are you gonna not change your lifestyle? Why are you not gonna wear the proper shoes? Why are you gonna wear tight fitting shoes or socks or things like that? Because see, what happens is when you're a diabetic and neuropathy sets in, sometimes you don't feel anything in your feet. And when you don't feel anything in your feet, sometimes you get a cut or a slice and you don't even know until when you look, you see your foot swollen or something is infected. And then we have to be, and please, if you get a cut and you're diabetic on your legs, please don't try and treat it yourself, no matter how small it is. Always go and check your healthcare provider, please. Cardiovascular disease can also occur. Stroke, yes, stroke from being diabetic, because most persons who are diabetics end up being hypertensive. Most persons who are hypertensive end up being diabetic. They both go hand in hand, hand in hand. All right. You can have a heart attack from being diabetic. Loss of circulation in arms and legs, being a diabetic. All right. What is hypertension? Let's move on to hypertension, because we only get 10 minutes. And I don't want Dr. Ruthann to ring the bell on me, say ding, 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 ding. All right, what is hypertension? According to the Mayo Clinic, high blood pressure is a common condition in which the long-term force of blood against your artery walls is high enough that it may eventually cause health problems such as heart disease. Blood pressure is determined both by the amount of blood your heart pumps and the amount of resistance to blood flow in your arteries. The more blood your heart pumps, the narrower your arteries, the higher your blood pressure. So here it is, you have the hardening of the arteries and all that cholesterol, everything in this picture here. And so the pressure trying to push these things through, push the blood particles through the vessels increases your blood rate. So you gotta watch out for all them steak and lobster and shrimp, all those things high in cholesterol, Watch how many eggs you eat, because that egg yolk is high in cholesterol. How much of the fried foods we eat, all of that causes that. And then boom, hypertension becomes a part of your life. All right, so here we have signs and symptoms. Now, usually we call hypertension the silent killer. Why? Because usually there are no symptoms, none whatsoever. But patients can have the following symptoms: breathlessness, headache, bleeding from the nose, fatigue, and sleepiness, tinnitus or ringing in the air, profuse sweating, blurred vision. And if you were to have any of these symptoms and you see them recurring, please check your healthcare provider. Please don't take an aspirin and believe everything is going to be all right in the morning. If you see, oh, hold on, this thing is occurring, and especially blurred vision, you should always check your physician when you have blurred vision, bleeding nose, headache, breathlessness, fatigue and sleepiness all the time, ringing in the ears, profuse sweating. Those are signs. Just like our bodies are just like a car. If you have a car, then when something is starting to go wrong with that car, lights come on the dashboard, guys. We always have signals going off in our body when something is about to go wrong. But you know what? We wait until we have to be pushed in the emergency room. Why? And your body gave you signs. When the battery in your car is about to die, the lights come on. When the oil is getting low, the light come on. When the brake fluid is going low, the light comes on. So why, when we having headaches, we having a runny nose, we having blurred vision, we having headaches, we having pains in certain parts of our body, and it's reoccurring, ding, 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 check your healthcare provider. All right, complications of hypertension: brain stroke, blood vessel damage, kidney failure, vision loss, heart attack, bone loss. All of these are complications of hypertension. So, oh boy, that was.
So that's you. Donnelly, can you hear me?
Yes.
What do you want me to do? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay. Hold on, let's start to play.
So just stop. You just have to stop the screen share and then go to the next slide, since that's the video. Stop it and go.
Because it wouldn't go, huh? Okay, there you go. This is the video that I want you guys to see. And after this video, I'm going to turn this call back over to our hostess with the Moses, Dr. Ruth Ann Newton Lightborn, here out of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Put the sound on, Donnelly.
The sound is not on?
No, you have to click, you have to go screen share again and then click the two buttons to the bottom.
Okay, sorry.
No problem. Just go screen share again, press new screen share, and then click the two buttons to the bottom.
Okay, that's what
it says sound or something, yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Okay. Okay, let me start it from the beginning. You can see it? Y'all can see it?
Yes, we can.
You can hear it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here's a video of how our products go into the mitochondria, get past the digestive system into the bloodstream without being broken down by our digestive system. And our pathways are able to jumpstart this image you see on your screen called the mitochondria, which is what actually stands for 67% of our body weight. And when this is jumpstarts, what happens is it the powerhouse of every cell in our body, and we're able to make new mitochondria, new cells, and then set the body in what we call homeostasis. So this is what we're doing here at Psyche Global. Cell making, what the Lord did to our body, it works. The Lord made our bodies to heal itself from whatever diagnosis you have, whatever condition you have at the cellular level. So back to you, Dr. Ruth Ann Newton-Lightbourn.
Wow, wow, wow. As always, blown away by your presentation. I absolutely love it. Let me bring up my slides. Here we go. So guys, you heard about the mitochondria, you heard about sleep, you heard about how hypertension. No, you didn't hear about sleep yet. You heard about hypertension and diabetes. So tonight was a hypertension and diabetes presentation. Guys, listen, we have to do something about our health. We really need to make a mighty effort to change what's going on. And you heard what Nurse Donnelly said. We have to really also change our lifestyle. And, you know, Dr. Denise always speaks about lifestyle. And, you know, being here, a part of Psyche, and being with Dr. Franco, our National Director of Medicine for the Americas and the Caribbean market, he tells you, lifestyle, you got to change your lifestyle. And we're not saying that our products don't work without changing your lifestyle. They do. But guess what? If you keep on putting your old lifestyle on top of something new, guess what? It's not going to work as fast as it actually can. So we were just saying to you, we suggest humbly that in taking the products, to maintain and to make sure that it's absolutely phenomenal, change your lifestyle. You know, Dr. Franco always suggests just change maybe through the week, do 3 salads. Do live food at least 3 times a week. If you can't do it every day, at least 3 times a week. So with that being said, I'm just going to go quickly through the products, and then I'm going to hand this dynamic program over to the Queen of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Denise Piera, who is assisting in launching these amazing kings. So you heard King Clive say, listen, if you can't get nothing, get the Hasaki and the Balaj. And the reason why he said it is because this Hasaki nourishes the microbiota with over 596 metabolites. It improves protein absorption by 20%, and it increases the oxidation of fat. But it also provides energy to trillions of the mitochondria. You heard Nurse Donnelly just say the mitochondria makes up about 67% of our body weight. What? Yeah, it makes up 67% of your body weight. So that is what's going on. And sometimes, like, you know, in the beginning, even with this whole COVID thing, what did they say? Like, I think it was like in February or March, they were saying the virus was attacking your mitochondria. That's where the extreme fatigue kicked in, because the mitochondria was not being energized. It was being killed by the virus. Okay. And not only does this Hasaki do all of that, but it also deals with the flora. It turns up the flora and it turns it down. So if you need more flora in the gut, it will give it. If it needs less, it will turn it down. It also helps with estrogen levels and testosterone levels. Yeah, this one product, and it's absolutely delicious. Vanilla and chocolate. You can make it into a shake. The other day I was told that you could drink it. They drink it hot. I was like, oh, I gotta try that. Add a little bit of vanilla, you know, add a little bit of cinnamon, and what? That'll be delicious. And so that to me is amazing. People sprinkle it over their oatmeal. It also can be made into pancakes. So it's not just like, you know, just run of the mill. We've even had persons make banana bread. Okay, not only out of the Hasaki, but also making it out of the cranberry, but we're going to get there. The Balaj is beautiful age, Bella age, okay? Listen, this reactivates our body's antioxidants. It increases energy production naturally, and it improves blood circulation. Guys, improves blood circulation. I don't even know if I need to say any more than that. Improves blood circulation. Yeah. So guys, it also increases hydration at the cellular level. It is nanotechnology. You just saw Nurse Donnelly show you an ADS, Advanced Delivery System. That is a patented formula by our company. Okay, so if anybody tries to have it or whatever, they have gotten it from us, because we are the first to have an advanced delivery system that can go all the way to the cells, permeate the walls, get into the bloodstream immediately. Also, you saw Nurse Donnelly showed the video where it's actually able to pass through the gut and still do what it needs to do. So it doesn't get affected. It's coated, so it does not get affected by the gastric juice. in the stomach. Then we have our inner seven, guys. This inner seven is really Denise's baby, Dr. Denise's baby, but I can't let her talk about it right now because we're trying to finish and get her back on stage. You understand what I'm saying? So, but this inner seven improves natural defense mechanisms naturally. It is from 321 meters in the deep ocean of Japan. It does have two main ingredients, magnesium and potassium. However, on top of that, it has about, I think 60 other essential or 65 other essential minerals, selenium, copper, gold, I mean, all sorts of things that you would be amazed that your body actually needs, okay? And this thing right here, it balances your pH out, it stimulates relaxation and revitalization, it improves digestion, and it recovers your body's essential minerals. We have found that this product helps persons that have joint issues, pains, menstrual, endometriosis. I know my go-to is Inner 7 and Belage. Drink it hot, drink it cold, drink it room temperature. Whenever I'm having any type of extra pain just kicking in, that's what I take. Guys, I was able to come off of 300 milligrams of Tramadol. 300 I used to take per day that I've taken for since 2016. I was taking Tramadol. And in 2019, December, I was able to come off of 300 milligrams of Tramadol, taking that same Belage and Inner 7 every single day. And I have not gone back on Tramadol since, okay? Cronwy Fire, that is what Nurse Donnelly was talking about when she spoke about the high blood pressure and the diabetes. This reduces the absorption of calories and sugars and carbs. It deals with the gastroprotection and antioxidation, and yes, and it burns. Thermogenesis, all that fatty tissue, it removes the fatty tissue, guys. And listen, it allows you to rest. Tonight, Nurse Donnelly didn't talk about her sleep presentation, but sleep is so important. And so this Cronwy Fire allows us to have that rest. I didn't say sleep because we all sleep. We all close our eyes at some point. Now, you know, mommy them used to say, all shut eye ain't sleep. But anyway, we just are saying that when you take this Cronwy Fire, you're actually going to have a fantastic rest. I know for me, being on an immunosuppressant drug, Celsep, I didn't realize Celsep allowed you to have insomnia. So I used to stay up hours on end. But now I take my Cronwy Fire, I'm actually resting now. Like when I sleep for my 6 to 7 hours, I'm actually dreaming again. I heard Denzel Finley talk about a lady saying she's dreaming. I'm telling you, this stuff bad to the bone. I'm actually dreaming, and I'm like, just like the lady on one of his testimonials, she said she won't catch the dream. I just get woken up and I'd be like, no, man, I won't go back. I'll get back in that dream. So guys, these products are absolutely amazing. So like I said, and I'm going to repeat it again, the Cronwy Fire is especially for high blood pressure and diabetes, because normally when we say that, then people ask the question, you know, what's good for high blood pressure and diabetes? The Cronwy Fire. Where do we think you should start? Belage and Hasaki. And if you can't start anywhere else, Belage, Belage, Belage. Belage is our flagship products. These products have 51 years in formulation, and they've been on the market for only 11 years. And listen, guys, we are very fortunate on this side of the world, because if you were in Japan, you would need a prescription to get our products, because guys, we are not scared of anybody. If you want information and you need more information, we have research manuals to back everything that we say. All of our trials were in vivo. That means they were done on human beings, not animals, not rats. We are humans. They were done on humans. Okay. So you can ask anybody that brought you to this call if that is the information that you need. That might be the type of person you need. You want to read. We don't have a problem with that. We have the research manuals to back it. We are also gluten-free. We are 100% plant-based. We are kosher. Listen, 100% plant-based, all natural. The only sugar that is in our products is stevia. So there is no sugar in our products, because even some people say, oh, it's a little too sweet. Well, if it's sweet to your taste buds, add more water, because it's maybe not
a natural sweetener.
Say again, exactly. Stevia is a natural sweetener. So if persons don't realize that, I just want to make sure you understand that. Also, that BSCG seal in the middle is for athletes. For those persons that are true athletes, listen, Dr. Bea Diaz, who is the scientific director for Sankey Mayor, our parent company, you know what he said the other day? He said when they created these products, they wanted you to be superhuman. They wanted you to have super strength. They wanted your body to run optimally, like at 150%, not just 100. They want you to really run the way it's supposed to be running, the way God created it to run. And guys, when I tell you, when you start taking these products, you feel a difference. I promise you, I came from the gym today and I was exhausted. exhausted. I was like, Lord, I don't know if I can make this call. Guys, the same cup right here was full. I had it full of actually 2 Cronwy and an inner 7. Yes, you heard me. Not Balage, 2 Cronwy. Remember, Cronwy has some Balage in it as well. I drank 2 Cronwy inner 7 hot. Guys, I'm awake. I'm ready to go. This is amazing. And I feel good and I'm not tired and exhausted. And so I absolutely love that. Now, when I'm ready to go to sleep, it's going to give me a sound rest, because that's what's so incredible about the product. When you are ready to wind down, it does what it needs to do. But like I said, that BSCG stamp in the middle is for athletes, for those persons that are real, true athletes that want to stand out in the crowd. That is for you. And then we are in the JAMA, and we are definitely a blue ocean strategy. And so with that being said, I'm going to hand this call over to the amazing, the fantastic, and I know I can't introduce her the way King Clive does, so maybe I'll pass this over to King Clive. And King Clive, can you introduce the amazing Dr. Denise for me?
Okay, yeah, that is the easiest job to do. Joy Pereira. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an angel that is missing from heaven. And the secret is she's living in Trinidad and Tobago. The GPS has located her through Sankey Global. I've known Dr. Pereira for quite a few years now. And all the persons I know that knows her, they say glowing things about her. So she is good inside and outside. She is a beautiful person, easy to look at, nice to work along with. Her heart is in the right place. And we couldn't find someone more qualified to come to this call right now to give us the knowledge that she has. Her familiarity with the human body is unmatched. She studies your body down to the level of your blood cells. So say what you want to say with your mouth. She is looking at your blood and telling you what your blood is saying. She is qualified, she is erudite, she is affable, but not easily affordable. She is one of the persons that you are going to want to align yourself with, happy to know, and her brain box, no normal. She is Google on 2 feet. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the best that we have this side of the Western Hemisphere. The Caribbean is happy to have her. Sankey Global look good because of her. And your health is already better because of her. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a high five in the room for the best that we have in the Caribbean. Queen, Dr. Joy Pereira. Are you here at the call?
My God, don't you love this company? Nurse Ali, Queen Dr. Rutan. Wow, Master Clive, you're making a dark woman blush. You ever see my... Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Folks, you know why I'm super excited tonight? Because I am launching 3 kings you're hearing in this group, right? I call them the 3 kings of Orient. What an interesting combination. These guys are not easily abled lockdown guys. Let me tell you something. These guys are on the go. But when they show their interest in Sankey products, Sankey Global, and the questions start asking, I was blown away, because I have known these guys, for years in the business and many networks and so forth, but you can never lock these guys down. And I believe that we have something really powerful now that is bringing the attention to nations. And when we started this microbiome movement, and we started discussing these products, you will hear their story. I'm going to come out of the way, as Master Clive always say, of greatness, and let these guys share their story and how what Sankey has done for them, how it is changing their lives for the better, and by extension, the lives of the people and the persons in their lives and the people they have been meeting in their lives. So I'm going to come out of the way, and my first king I'm going to bring up is Pastor Carlos Gonzalez. He's from the city of San Fernando, Trinidad and Tobago. All right, his background is in crypto. He is the crypto guru, and he's also, you know, into business and management, and a pastor. When you hear this pastor preach, my gosh, he's preaching the word of God, and he's also preaching health and life in his hands. So I'm going to bring up Pastor Carlos Gonzalez. Please shine in. Let us see who you are and tell us about you. Why Sankey? Why now?
I'm on, and good night,
Look at the products.
Want to welcome every one of you all, wherever you are chiming in from. I want to welcome my special guests who I invited to the call and all the guests that are on the call tonight. It is indeed a great pleasure and opportunity to be here with you all to share among you kings and queens. I like that because that's how they refer to me in my space as King Carlos. So it was really fitting for me to fall into this community. And here's what, I'm not easily swayed by health products. There's a lot of stuff out there that is being sold or that comes my way at one time or another. But when I looked at the research, when I looked at the papers, when I looked at heard the testimonies, I was convinced, because especially in an environment like now, where we see health is becoming a primary and a very important factor for our very living in this climate we are in now, I saw fit to connect with the company that I can see has longevity, that is not about the hype. I will tell you all something, what really impressed me about this company. One of the first calls I came on this call was the first thing I heard was that, listen, this product is not a cure, as many companies may promote products as cures. But what Sankey was able to explain to me was the idea that, listen, that your body is missing certain things because of depletion of bad diet and lifestyle, and therefore we need to replenish those depleted minerals and those substances and those biomes that have been depleted over time. And I saw and I recognized, listen, this is something serious. This is something to lock on to. They are not about the hype. They are not about the promotion of just of making an income. Yes, you can make an income, but they really are concerned about the health of the community. You know, I personally, as you would have heard, I'm a pastor, and you know, as I was thinking, what would I say if I got the opportunity to talk tonight? And I could be a talker, ask Denise, right? But what I will say is this: you know, God made man on the sixth day, the same day he made animals, and both animals and man was made on the same day. And what is interesting is that animals eat plant food all the time. They eat plant-based diets, and yes, there are those that eat meat and all that. But what I looked at that, and I said, okay, the animals know what to eat. When they're sick, you see the animals going and biting the grass and chewing the grass and bringing up whatever, and they just getting the healing. What about us human beings? We have moved away from a lot of plant-based diets and plant-based minerals and the things that our body need, because we are into what we call the fast food thing. Now, I am heavy into what we call health freedom and wealth freedom. And so what I see Sankey can do for me, and I mean, I've tested it, my family's tested it, my wife, my daughter, my wife is actually on the call tonight, I think, and she tested the product, and you know, she saw the difference. I have nurses in my community that have checked the product, and they have validated the efficacy of it. And so this is what I needed to hear in order to be confident to be able to have this picture behind me tonight. It is because I am confident that what Sankey has to offer Trinidad and Tobago is, and not just Trinidad and Tobago, but the region on a whole, is something that can really help rescue and build back our immunity so that our bodies could vaccinate ourselves, vaccinate internally, the healing that our body needs. Now, I could go on and on, so let me hush right now. I thank you all for the opportunity, and I thank all of you all who are on the call for being here tonight, guests of all three of us and otherwise. And thank you, leaders, for bringing Sankey to Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you, Denise. God bless. Have a great and wonderful night. I'm here.
Wow, wow, wow. This gentleman, I mean, he said so much in one little mouthful there. It is so interesting. I mean, we plant man and animals were made on the sixth day, and the animals know what to eat to be healthy, as the Bible say. I have given you every the tree for healings of the nations, you know, and we who have the most intelligence of all, we still do what we do. It's like what Nurse Donnelly was saying earlier on, when the battery light is, the battery is going to die, the light come on, you know. I think what we do with our body, we go and we pull off this the fuse, and we say, okay, the light has gone, nothing has happened, the car could run again without even checking. I think that's what we do with our body, you know. But it's really amazing. Pastor Carlos got on this. Listen, it's really funny, you know. He got on to Sankey because he sent a few of his persons to listen to a meeting. They started calling, hey, I'm interested, I need to get on. And here's what. I had to call him back and say, but your people calling, they want to get on. You need to get in before they get on. You understand? And that was what I love about this company is what it stands for: Sankey, honor, and respect. I mean, a lot of people could have just go and sign up these people and put them in the program without forgetting, you know, what's happening. And then, you know, down the road, it comes back to bite you in your foot. But you know, they respect and honor. And I just love this because it's how the team builds. And then he got in, and then his team start coming in after, who were all interested. So folks, thank you so much. And you want to share a little testimony before you move on, Pastor Carlos? Anything you felt when you took the product for the or your daughter,
I can tell you,
your wife?
Well, what I can tell you is that the first time I actually came in contact with Sankey, it wasn't actually from you, it was from someone else who was in a network. And they gave me a sample of the product. And what I can tell you, I took the Belage. And when I took that Belage, I actually felt a shift in the inner framework of my body. I felt like if there was a change of like if there was a change of energy or space. And that has never happened to me, even with the traditional medication. And it wasn't a shift to say it was a bad thing. I felt energized. And me, who I'm involved in a lot of night work, I do stuff. And when I mean night work, I mean legal on the computer in the business. But I online business, I need energy boosters. And so I could tell you that I did experience that shift and that feeling and that burst of energy. I know I could speak for my wife that she had better sleeping nights as well, even especially with the Cronwit fire product, you know. So, and of course, I really enjoying the Inner 7. That seems to be a hot one. In fact, I'll be ordering a next set of that pretty soon. So
wonderful.
Thank you again. And again, thanks for the opportunity. Oh, and as you said, and it was so important that you say that, what I like about the company is the integrity, definitely. As Miss Joy said, she called me and said, Carlos, people in the network, in the organization signing up. And I was like, wow, you actually called me to tell me. You could have signed them up under you, but you actually called me and let me know that there are people who have exposed the product to and is interested through other platforms that I market in. And you had the integrity, and Sankey had the integrity to keep the line of respect and honor. And that is something that I don't see often in any other kinds of businesses that I see out there. So kudos, is great health and is also great wealth, I believe, because of the integrity and standard of the way I see the business operating. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Amen to that. All right, moving right on. Bless you as we continue to move to higher heights and bring out the best in each and every one of us. Oh my goodness. So the next speaker tonight I'm going to bring up is Professor Alvin Morton. I have known this gentleman for well few years, and I'm going to let him give you his story and how he started with Sankey and what the products has done for him and his family, his why Sankey, why now. Professor Alvin Morton, are you there, sir?
Thank you very much, Dr.
Wow.
Denise Pereira, and the very impressive speakers previously, the doctors in their various disciplines, as well as King Carlos, who I came to know recently and have tremendous respect for his expertise in his particular sphere and discipline, that discipline of cryptocurrency. I want to read something that I think we should be aware of. It comes from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition. It was published on the 13th of July, 2020. And it says, why has Japan become the world's most long-lived country? Insights from a food and nutrition perspective. In an international comparison of recent mortality statistics among G7 countries, Japan had the longest average life expectancy, primarily due to remarkably low mortality rates from ischemic heart disease and cancer, particularly breast and prostate. As recently as the 1960s, life expectancy in Japan was the shortest among the G7 countries, owing to relatively high mortality from cerebrovascular disease, particularly intracerebral hemorrhage and stomach cancer. Mortality rates for these diseases subsequently decreased significantly, and they go on to talk about the fact that the low prevalence of obesity in Japan is due to low intake of red meat, specifically saturated fatty acids, and high intakes of fish, specifically N3 polyunsaturated fatty acids, plant foods such as soybeans, non-sugar sweetened beverages such as green tea. The decreasing mortality rates from cerebrovascular diseases are thought to reflect the increases in animal foods, milk and dairy products, and consequently in saturated fatty acids and calcium, together with a decrease in salt intake, which may have led to a decrease in blood pressure. One of the heredities that run in my family line is high blood pressure, hypertension, and diabetes. I have lost a grandmother, my paternal grandmother, my father, and a couple of years ago, I had some bouts myself with high blood pressure. Have not been diagnosed, but the signs are there. My own engineering background tells me that blood pressure increases because of a decrease in the vessel. That's one explanation. I started studying RAS, which is renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system, which is the body's mechanism for controlling blood pressure. Diabetes is not an issue for me as of my last checking. But again, as Dr. Franco said in one of his sessions, heredity is the gun, but lifestyle are the hands and fingers that pull the trigger. So clearly, a couple of things had to change. I had to step up the exercise level. That's one. I was told clearly that that will help. A low stress lifestyle is another. A low sugar diet is another. And I struggle with that. I'll be the first to admit. Elimination of meat, I have certainly done that. And I limit very carefully, specifically, things like fish, as well as shrimp. Dr. Franco also says that foods with a face was not the design or God's design for the human race. Let's look at Genesis 6 and verse 3, where it is originally written that man's years would be 120. We went and we did a number of things. We complained, and so we were allowed to eat what we wanted to eat. And by the time you get to Psalm 90, verse 10, we are talking about our days shall be 70. And if by reason of strength, maybe 80. And I lost an uncle on the 25th at 80. He suffered a stroke some years previously, which gradually degraded and deteriorated his quality of life. He could barely recognize anyone by the time he finally exited from physical form to spirit.
Wow.
Alice York, I believe, did an article at time.com somewhere June 2017, where she was reporting that longevity researchers, longevity scientists, and I'm paraphrasing, had indicated that 115 years was the age at which the human body and brain just petered out. Would you believe that this actually caused a debate among them, because some of the longevity people had an issue with a specific limit being pinpointed. So in their minds, the human body and brain perhaps has no longevity limit. March of this year, I turned 20. It's another way of saying 50. And my mother asked me another question. She said, would you like to live another 50 years? And I answered yes, almost off the bat. My uncle, my father's brother, is in his mid-70s. His eldest sister is in her mid-80s. My grandmother's last surviving sibling passed in 2018. She was 96. My grandfather was 95. So some of us can look to our family line and identify longevity. Why do you want to live? And do you want to live the way you want to live? I am happy that these products, one, come from Japan. So it's in keeping, it's consistent, it's consonant with that country being not only the longest in the G7, but it is, I think, second only to Hong Kong. You have an average expectancy of 84. For information, Trinidad and Tobago is 73. And let's not laugh at our friends in Barbados. Theirs is 79. So perhaps we need to drink, we need to buy what the Barbadians use, bring it to Trinidad and drink, because we in Trinidad are doing something wrong.
Wow.
I'm happy these products do not cure anything. Oil doesn't cure a car. A car could continue to run once it has parts and the gas and oil, and it can run forever. These products are oil for the human body. Give the body what it requires, and it will do what it needs to do. So my why has to do with wanting to live the way I want to live. And that does not mean being at 100 with a walking stick and with significantly debilitated or deteriorated mental, physical, and other faculties. I wish to have all of my teeth, tone, tenacity, and temperament at the age of 100. That's my mental vision. What is yours? Dr. Wayne Dyer, who himself lived to be 75, in his series, Real Magic, says that we should memorize and continually remind ourselves that our intention creates our reality. I was looking for something that would assist me, and it was in several conversations with Dr. Denise. She said, Alvin, those figures you put in for blood pressure, those are not good. You need to do something about it. And she was the first when Sankey came. She said, Alvin, I have something for you. I think this is what it is. This is what you need. She mentioned other things. But as the good person, friend, and I dare say physician that she is, she was unsatisfied, dissatisfied, unhappy with things that did not work. So I have these products in front of me today. I had a particularly tough day today, being outside, trimming some trees, getting inside. I had a pot on the stove. I have two very active young ladies. One is 13, one is going to be 9 next month. These are reasons that I want my intention to master and become my reality. What is yours? I'm not asking you to buy anything, but do you see something better for yourself? And if that answer is yes, then please, let's have a conversation about what these products can do for you. I mixed, it's empty now, the Chromium and the Inner 7, because I was feeling a bit drained just before I came to this session. These products are something else. I mixed the Chromium and the Inner 7 hot. But please don't take my word for it. Try it, and then you decide what your intention will be. Dr. Denise, the virtual spotlight is yours. Thanks to all of my guests who attended. Thanks to the guests who came in support of King Carlos and Professor Pereira, as I like to call him. I yield the spotlight to you.
Wow, wow, wow. Isn't this amazing? You understand why I call him Professor Alvin Morton, all right? You hear what he said, the longevity. Folks, we have the Sankey Mayor is medicalized solutions for tomorrow, folks. That is what we are all about. We are about the wellness industry dedicated to improve the quality of life by offering medicalized solutions for tomorrow with nanotechnology, nutraceutical formulations through clinical testings in vivo and on human beings, not on rats and in a lab, in vivo and in vitro. Folks, I am telling you what we have in our hands, as Professor Alvin just said on a few minutes ago, you know, we are really in an age. He looked at Japan and what is our actually base. That is what Dr. EDS did. He looked at the centenarians and he decided to do a study on them and find out why they lived that long. And the answer is, as Master Clive said, in the gut. It's from the microbiome. That is why they are all living healthy to ages of 1 to 120. I mean, Alvin mentioned the age in Trinidad, then at Barbados, but he didn't mention St. Lucia, because St. Lucia is my second home. And I'm going to tell you this, folks, people are living to 89, 90 and beyond. And I have been studying their lifestyle. I have been studying their diet, and their diet is plant-based. Yes, the Blue Foods provision, but fish and certain things, you know, all plant-based. And when I look at that, I come home and I study and I compare the rate of living and dying and why the GDPs and all of that. And then I realize it's based on the foods that we are eating. So folks, you know, what we really have in our hands is powerful. We are not here to hype. We are not here to think, you know why we are so excited and happy is because of what these products are doing for us, because we know where we have been and where we came from and our family lineage. It's very important that we get these information. It's all there in our back office. I think people come into this business and they don't read. Readers are leaders. It saves rickets of the mind. And when you read, information constantly is becoming more and more live and real to you. All this information is in our back office. It's in our files. Dr. Rutan said it. It's open knowledge. Our white paper is there. So folks, without further ado, I want to put now the spotlight on Larry Pereira. I have known this gentleman nearly half of my life. He is into AI and financial technology. And I am going to leave and move out, as Master Clive always say, for my three kings, and let greatness stand and shine out tonight. Larry Pereira, are you there, sir?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Queen Denise, for all the opportunities you've presented to us. Of course, the two kings that came before. Most certainly, I salute you, esteemed gentlemen, for your hard work and by extension, all that you've added, most importantly, to my life in particular. Of course, to the Queen Donnelly herself, always been hearing you, and of course, Queen Dr. Ruthan, and to the King himself in Jamaica, the lyrical master, King Clive. Thank you so much for all the ways in which you have articulated this information. In fact, the way you have articulated this information, Clyde, is that it forever sings a song in my head, even when I'm asleep. So I'm actually dreaming about those lyrics that you always put out. Thank you so much for that. So I want to thank the team, the leadership, first of all, of Sankey Global, because we've been around. We've been part of many other companies before. But I think what really separates Sankey Global from many of the other companies that are out there, apart from the cutting edge technology that obviously we've benefited from, is the way in which community spirit is so strong. That appeals to me more than anything else in the world, because no man or no woman is an island by themselves. They do need community. And so the community, in terms of what I experienced so far, being on these calls with Sankey Global, definitely is a force to be reckoned with. And I'm really happy and honored to be part of this esteemed group in terms of us changing the dynamics and how we are actually approaching health. Because it's really becoming a serious issue with many of us chasing after our economics, but somehow we don't realize the importance of good health. And what I love about Sankey products, it is very easy to use, and it's in liquid form, and it's very easy to take. In fact, I've been using these products for possibly about a year now, Denise, and I can safely tell you that those products most certainly have in fact impacted not only myself, but by extension, my family as well. Back in May of this year, May the 2nd, my life possibly would have changed forever, because you know sometimes that in life, the experiences or sometimes the things that happen to you in your life sometimes define the modus operandi moving forward. And sometimes God allows things to happen in your life so that you can learn a lesson. And I can safely say that I most certainly learned a very important lesson back in May 2021. That's just a few months ago. That's when I contracted COVID-like symptoms. It was one of the worst experiences I've ever had that I could possibly remember. I experienced roughly 12 days of constant fever. I did not have the lack of breathing problems, so I didn't have to be hospitalized. I was able to self-quarantine. And under the guidance of Denise, I had to start taking these products. I started taking the regular pharmaceuticals, amoxil, Baralgin, all of them. And it only lasted as long as the duration said it would. But the effects of those pharmaceuticals did havoc on my system. In fact, I felt like I was actually walking in the desert, in the Sahara Desert. It was a very difficult time in my life. And on the recommendation of Denise, which I was actually bedridden for well over at least 3 weeks, I couldn't actually move around as much as I can. My appetite had possibly gone. It was a very difficult time. I'm sure many of us go through things in our lives. And I started to use that Sankey, the combination of the Balaz, the Quanyu, as well as the Inner 7, 5 times a day, every 3 hours for the next 10 to 12 days. I almost wasn't sure what the outcome was going to be. But what I would safely tell you tonight, for everyone listening on the calls, and of course, thank you so much for all the people that I invited that are on the call tonight to hear the importance of what this thing really is. It's not just another product, ladies and gentlemen. It is far more than just another product. It is a lifestyle of change. And that's, for me, what I summarize Sankey as. So after taking it continuously for 12 days, 10 to 12 days, my fever broke. And then as they say, I can see clearly now. And I had to go through that slow process of going through to recovery. My appetite came back slowly but surely. I lost roughly about at least 45% of my body mass. Even though I was working out in the gym and I was healthy, and I imagine me losing 45% of my body mass. I didn't drive for 1 month, and I'm basically good now. I'm almost close to my body weight right now. So I have to say to everyone looking on, not too sure as to whether this product or these products really are worth its weight in gold, I can safely tell everyone listening on this call that you are in the right place at the right time. Your health is not just your wealth. Your health is everything to you. And I really want to drive that point home, because it is not it's only until sometimes things happen to you in your life that forever changes the trajectory of where your life would possibly go. Sometimes, as I've said before, God allows things to happen in our lives for the blessing to come. And if that had not happened, possibly I may not have taken it seriously. I've been using the product for a year, sometimes, not consistently. But this has taught me a very important lesson, that do not take for granted your life, because life is too short. And what is the quality of life that you wish to define for yourself? Ask yourself that question. What do you wish to define to be the quality of life you wish to have for the balance of your earthly existence? Really, what does it really matter to you? Does everything else matter to you, or is good health, then wealth and abundance comes, right? So I would tell you, do not take your life for granted. Do not take the relationships that you have for granted, because if you do not take these words carefully and ingest it, you will forever miss out on one fundamental important lesson that God really wanted to share with us. I could actually go on and on, but thank you so much, Denise, for allowing me the opportunity to be on this call and forever now be part of this global movement forever changing people's lives. Thanks again.
Mute here. Wow, this is really, 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 really something. I mean, I can't say anything after that. Honestly, that's all fives in the room, folks. For all these 3 kings. These 3 kings are really from Orient, I really, really want to thank you guys for being a part, for launching your business, for your team members who came on the call tonight. Special thanks to you all. And for those who are on, who have supported Dr. Ruthann and her team, Queen Donnelly and Master Clive. And now I'm handing back over to, I believe it's Dr. Ruthann, I'm not sure, or Master Clive, so that we can bring on our marketing CEO, Master Tim Traham. So Master Clive, Dr. Ruthann, I'm not sure who is the Master of Ceremonies at this point now. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. Well, without further ado, we are going to definitely bring on this amazing gentleman. He is the International Sales Director. When I tell you, he is a dynamic father, he's a fantastic husband, and he's a papa, so he's a grandfather as well. You got to be proud of that. So without further ado, you understand, I have to bring on this dynamic individual, and he is going to share with us guys the I like to say the efficacy of our financial program that we have here at Sankey Global. Let me see. He had to drop off because his internet was acting up. So give me 1 second. Let me make sure he got back on. Yeah, he is. Hold on. There we go. There we have it. Okay. And so without further ado, I'm going to bring him up. And I absolutely love when he talks because he makes breaking down the compensation plan very simple and he makes it doable for people to understand. So King Tim Trahan, are you out there?
Yes, 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 I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can. Take it away.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Tim Trahan. I'm the International Director of Sales. I don't know if you guys can see me or not because my internet is a little bit sketchy, but I mean, it happens that way when we're doing psyche on the go, and I'm definitely on the go, having dinner and all that kind of stuff with my wife and my family. But guess what? I never, ever, ever miss an opportunity to come to the forefront and help out with our growing family. And you guys there all over the Caribbean is what I like to call our growing family. So what I want to do, guys, is I just want to share some information with you real quick and let you know how I saw it when I got involved with the company. And just so you guys know, I wasn't always on the corporate side, guys. When I got involved with the company, I was just like you guys that are on the call right now, right? I was a distributor. I came on really not expecting to be a business partner, to be 100% transparent and honest. I came on because I was invited to take a look at the company, and you know, nobody knew that I was going through health challenges at the time, but Dr. Helen invited me out. She told me that I needed to come take a look at something, and because I trusted her, how I trust her, again, guess what, guys? It was something that I 100% needed to do, just because I wanted to see what was going on. And just to tell my story real briefly, I'm a diabetic, or was a diabetic, suffering from hypertension, high blood pressure, inflamed prostate. I was on 5 different medications for diabetes and high blood pressure, 3 of which were for diabetes, 2 were for high blood pressure, but nobody knew that, right? I always say this jokingly, but I'm serious when I say it. You know, look good, smell good, but I wasn't well. I was actually sick. And nobody knew this but myself. And my whole thing was, if this company is real and the technologies are what they say they are, then definitely they should be able to tell me that something's wrong with me, because I knew I was suffering from inflammation. I knew I was suffering from lack of circulation. I knew I had an inflamed prostate. I knew, you know, that all kind of other things were going on in my body. And me being a ex former professional athlete, guess what? Those are the kind of things that I was embarrassed to talk about. But I was like, if this is real, then they'll be able to tell me that something's going on. Now, they didn't have to tell me, you know, that exactly what my situation was, but they should be able to say, hey, listen, this is going on. And I took that micro scan, guys, and the first thing they told me was, hey, you got some inflammation in your body. You see this here. These are supposed to be your capillaries, and you're supposed to be able to see some kind of circulation. We don't see very much. So we know that you have, you know, some things that are going on inside of you. And at that point I was sold. And then I drank the Belage. And then guess what? In 15 or 20 minutes, when I was rescanned, I began to see the circulation, the glycation going away, and the inflammation going away. So at that point, I knew it was real. And I got involved, guys, as a business partner. Why? Because I knew that I knew a bunch of people just like me, just like a lot of you guys on the phone. You guys know folks that's suffering from diabetes. You guys know folks that are suffering from high blood pressure, high cholesterol, inflamed prostate issues that people don't want to talk about, erectile dysfunction, women with low libido. I can go on and on and on and on and on, talking about a bunch of different things that our company actually addresses. But I firmly believe that each and every person that came on this evening has actually highlighted that. So I don't have to be redundant in that. But I was saying all that to say this. When I got involved as a distributor, it just made sense because of this compensation plan that I'm getting ready to show with you guys, right? And the first thing that I notice is, you know, we have an ability to have what I like to call linear income, guys. And what does linear income mean? Plain and simple. Linear income just means my efforts. I'm able to earn an astronomical income just based on my efforts alone. And when I saw that, I'm like, wow. So if a person comes in and they don't want to build a team, they can make some serious money here. And the first thing that we need to do to earn that income is to be what we like to call a certified distributor, guys. And how do we do that? You go out and you secure your first customer. As soon as you do that, guys, you're a certified distributor. Now, it says earn the 60% profit margins on all retail sales online or person to person, but I'm going to show you how you can make anywhere from 60% to 100%, right? And you're gonna say, wow, how can I make 100%? Well, I'm getting ready to show you, okay? So increase your retail power by 3. So 3 equals free. So for every 3 online customers with 50 points each, you're gonna receive a box of Ballage and a box of Chrome Wheat for free. Now, guess what, guys? Not only are we getting paid one way in this particular portion, retail power, but we're actually getting paid 3 different ways. And I'm gonna share that with you as well. So the first way that we actually get paid is actually retailing the product from a standpoint of what? Being able to allow people to use the internet to be able to go online and purchase product through your website. So guess what? You don't even have to be there. So when they're purchasing a product on your website, guess what, guys? You're earning a commission. So you can literally send your website to someone that's in a total part, a different part of the world, and you're going to receive a commission every time they order via your website. So that's one of the ways. And then, of course, once you're earning that free product, guys, guess what you can do? You can actually retail that product for 100% of the suggested retail price of that product. Why? Because you're getting it for free. So not only are they waiving your monthly commitment by getting 3 customers, but they're also going to send you free product that you can retail for 100%. And then every single time you increase your retail customer base by 3 customers, you're going to earn on average about $100, right? $100. So 3 is 100, 6 is 200, is 200, 9 is 300, 15 is what? 500, 30 is 1,000. So you can figure out what your income is based on the number of customers you have, okay? So that's absolutely incredible to have the power to put your income in your hand just by simply retailing the product. Now, a rising star, guys, absolutely incredible. This is one of my favorite portions of the compensation plan because you're able to do what? You're able to dictate your bonuses as well through this rising star. Now, we have 2 different rising stars. The first way to become a rising star is to actually have 1 customer, 2 distributors. So that's going to make you a certified distributor and binary qualified. But when you add 2 more customers to that, now you've secured what's called the bonus rising star. So now, let's look at that, guys. So the bonus rising star is going to pay you anywhere from $230 to over $1,000 every time you have 3 customers and 2 business partners. So we're talking about a total of 5 people. Okay, so now, with that being said, guys, listen, let's show how that works. So you're going to earn 90% of the first order of anybody that wants to come into the business as a business partner. So 90%. So if it's a 50-point order, guys, you're going to earn 90% of that 50 points, which is $45. But guess what? You have 2 business partners. So that's $45 times 2, which is 90, plus your 3 customers, which is $33 a piece. We're going to round that up to 100. So now you've just earned $190 there, but then you're going to pick up $40 as a fast start bonus, okay? And as you continue to enroll people at larger packs, guess what happened with that fast start bonus? That's going to increase as well, and I'll show you that in a second. But the most important thing about this here is that 25% leverage match, guys. 25% leverage match. So now, let's just imagine this. Let's imagine you go to work tomorrow, and guess what? Your boss tells you they're going to pay you 25% of everybody you personally train in the building. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I know the power of leverage, right? Leverage is simply getting a large group of people to do a few simple things over a consistent period of time. So every time you're introducing someone personally to the business, you're earning that leverage, and it's 25%. So I know me. If my boss tells me that I can earn 25% of training people in the building, I'm going to train everybody in the building because I want as many of those 25% as I can actually earn. So now let's look at it from our point of view. How does that work? Plain and simple. You introduce me. I'm Tim. I live in Texas. I know people that you don't know. So let's say I introduce Joy, who might be in Jacksonville, Florida, right? And she introduces Dr. Franco, who's in another part of Florida. Well, of course, you don't know Dr. Franco, who's in Florida, another part of Florida, because you don't know Joy. You just know you introduced me, Tim, and I'm in Texas. But guess what? Joy and Dr. Franco are part of my team. I'm part of your team, which make them a part of your team as well. But guess what? They helped me make $1,000. You're going to earn 25% of the $1,000 I just made, which is $250. Well, let's say this, guys. Let's just say this. Say they helped me make $10,000. Well, 25% of $10,000 is, guess what? 2,500. So you just picked up 2,500, but remember it's two of me. So let's say you know Lola, who's in Louisville, who knows Oliver, who's in Orlando, who might know, let's say, Corey in Colorado. Well, of course you don't know Corey in Colorado because you don't know Oliver in Orlando. You just know you introduced Lola, who's in Louisville. It's another part of the US, right? So guess what? They helped Lola make $10,000. Guess what you just did? You just picked up 25% of that, which is another 2,500. So guess what? You just picked up $5,000 for people you don't even know, right? That's the power of leverage. Well, guess what? This is our infinity line of the compensation plan, which means this: you can introduce as many people as you want and pick up as many of those 25% as you want. So let's say you know 10 of us. Well, if 10 of us makes an extra 1,000, you're going to make 250 times 10, which is 2,500. But if 10 of us makes 10,000, you're going to make 2,500 times 10, which is an extra 25,000. Right? So you can see the power of leverage there. It's absolutely incredible. Let's go to the next slide, Dr. Ruth Ann, so we can continue showing this awesome, awesome, awesome plan here. So guess what, guys? So remember, when you got two business partners, guys, you qualify for the duplicator pool. Now, remember, guys, to hit the duplicator, all you need is one business partner and one customer and two business partners. Now you are actually binary qualified. Now you show them how to duplicate that, guys, and generate a total of 1,200 points, which is 600 points on the left side, 600 points on the right side. Now you qualify for that duplicator pool. Now, what does that mean? That means every time your customer base or your team grows in 50-point increments, and this is 50 points on the left, 50 points on the right, you pick up those duplicator pool bonuses, right? You want to pick that up. And then guess what? You hit duplicator one time, and now it opens up the rest of the compensation plan to you. So now you're able to take advantage of all of the bonuses that our compensation plan actually has to offer, guys. So remember, 600 on the left, 600 on the right, a total of 1,200 points, and now you are a duplicator, okay? Let's go to the next slide there, Dr. Ruth Ann. Let's see. All right, there we go. So now, guys, we have 11 different ways that we get paid. Although I'm only sharing a couple with you, the person that invited you on can share the rest. But guess what? This is what I love about this, right? The leadership rank bonuses, guys. This is absolutely incredible. So as we continue to help people become successful, guess what? We achieve leadership ranks, which is the first rank is being bronze, guys. So we help a couple of people go bronze, we go silver. We help those go silver, we go gold. We help them go gold. Guess what we go, guys? We go platinum. So now life tends to change as we know it as platinum, because now we're talking about sustainable income. Platinum, we're talking about, anywhere from an extra $2,000 to over $4,000 a month as a platinum. You qualify for the platinum club, you get the platinum jacket, and you also qualify for the lifestyle bonuses. Now, why is that important? Because you get a lifestyle bonus and you can pick and choose what you want to do with the bonus. Why? Because it's yours. And you continue to get that lifestyle bonus month after month. Okay. All right. So now some people choose to take advantage of the Mercedes-Benz program. Some people say that, you know what, my children need braces. Some people say, I want to put my kids in private school. Some people say, I want to take a vacation. Some people say, I want to accelerate the mortgage on my home. Whatever it is that you want to do, guys, it's your lifestyle bonus. You pick and choose what you want to do with it. But guess what? If I help a couple of people go platinum, then guess what happens to me? I go diamond. So now, not only am I part of the Diamond Club, but I've just earned a trip as well to Paris. So why is that important? Well, it's two things that I love about cars and trips. And that's when somebody else is paying for them, right? So if somebody else is paying for those cars, somebody else is paying for those trips, somebody else is participating in my lifestyle bonus, everything that I do at that point feels a lot better. See, the car rides a lot smoother. I don't care if you're driving on a gravel dirt road. If somebody else is paying for that car, you don't even feel the bumps. Same thing with the trip, right? The AC in that hotel room just seems to blow a little colder. The sheets feel that much softer. The pillows are a lot more fluffy. Why? Because somebody else is paying for it, right? The food even tastes better when you order room savers. But guess what, guys? As I help those go diamond, I go double diamond. Now we're going to upgrade the trip. Can you say upgrade? Now you're going to go to Japan. Now you're going to get an opportunity to meet Dr. Vijay Deas. Now you're going to get a chance to see the scientific staff that's in charge of all of this technology. And you're going to be able to experience Japan. You help them go double diamond, you go triple diamond. Now we're going to upgrade your lifestyle bonus. So now what does that mean? That means we can upgrade your lifestyle. If you want to take advantage of the Tesla program, get a Tesla. If you want to go on more vacations, go on more. If you want to accelerate the payments on anything you want to, you have the opportunity to do it. Why? Because that lifestyle has just been increased. You help them go triple diamond, you go ambassador. Now it's the upgrade to Dubai. Once again, guys, I don't know about you, but I've always wanted to go to Dubai. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Then you help those go ambassador. You go crown ambassador. Now, why is that important, guys? Now you're at the tip of the top to drip from the drop. Now we're talking about, guys, on average, being able to earn an extra, 500 at least as a bronze to over $100,000 a month as a crown ambassador, right? Just being able to be in the right place at the right time is 100% huge. Now you see that 9%, guys, that 9% is our profit sharing pool. Why is that important? Because the company's going to take a pool of money, put it in a big pot, stir it up, and they're going to pass it out to all of the leadership ranks. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I much rather swim in a pool of money than in a pool of water. See, if I swim in a pool of water, yeah, I'll get wet. I might have a little bit of fun. But if I'm swimming in a pool of money, guys, I can get flat out wealthy. And we're going to allow you the advantages of doing that as well. Okay. Next slide, Dr. Ruth Ann. All right, guys. So here's our different options that we have. Okay, and there's one pack on here that don't even show, and that's the Pro Pack. But you have the Sankey Unified Pack, you have the Sankey Fit 10D Pack, which is the exact same price point, and they both generate what? 50 points. So guess what? If folks get enrolled in that pack, and you're gonna earn 90% of the points, that means you're gonna earn $45 because 90% of 50 is 45. Well, if they get the basic pack, guys, guess what? You're gonna earn $90 because 90% of 100 is 90. If they get the executive pack, you're gonna earn 180 because 90% of 200 is 180, and then the pro pack generates 400 points, so 90% of 400 is 360. And then you can take those numbers and multiply it by 2, because guess what? You are now what we like to call binary qualified. And if you're binary qualified, that means you have 2 business partners. So all of those numbers that I just talked about are times 2, plus the fast start bonuses that are attached to it, right? Absolutely incredible. Okay, so now, guys, let me tell you this, and then I'm gonna pass it back over to Dr. Ruth Ann. Listen, 3 types of people that get started with us. The first type of person just simply says this, guys, you know what? I'm not interested in the business opportunity, but I definitely want to take advantage of what? I want to take advantage of the products, because the products seem to be absolutely incredible, right? I want to take advantage of that. And if that's you guys, then guess what? Congratulations. We welcome you to the team. Ask the person that invited you on how to become a Prime customer, because you want to become a Prime customer to do what? Take advantage of the discounts. And it's only $49 a year to be a Prime customer, right? $49 a year, you get 25% discount on every single thing that you order at that point. Okay, so you want to be a Prime customer. The second type of person, guys, just simply says what? I have some questions. I'm in on the products, but I got some questions about the business opportunity. If that's you, get your questions answered by someone that's qualified to answer your questions. Don't go ask the brokest person you know what they think about our opportunity, because guess what? They have no idea. And if you buy their opinions, guess what you're also buying? You're also buying their lifestyle, right? And if they're not living the type of lifestyle that you want to live, why are we caring about what they think anyway, right? Especially if they don't know what it is that we're doing. And then the third type of person just simply says, I'm ready to go. I want the whole kit and caboodle. The products sound great. The compensation plan sounds great. Not only do I want to improve my health, but I want to make a little bit of money in the process. And if that's you, we say, welcome to the team. Let us know whatever we can do. So it's as simple as 1, 2, 3, guys. Let the persons know if you're a 1, a 2, or a 3, and then we'll get you started via as a customer, answering your questions, or going ahead on and getting you started as a business partner as well. So guess what, guys? An opportunity is only an opportunity if you do what? Seize the opportunity. And the second thing I know about opportunities is this: they never, ever, ever go away, but guess what they'll definitely do? Pass you by if you don't take advantage of it. And then there's 4 questions I ask. The first one is this: if we could show you how to make an extra $500 to an extra $5,000 a month, would that be something that you're interested in? If the answer to that is yes, put a check next to just put a check on your paper, right? Because I know you're taking notes, okay? Then, second question: if we could show you how to get it done in as little as 1 to 2 hours a day, 5 to 10 hours a week, Would that interest you? If that is yes, put another check down. Okay. And then if you can commit to 6 to 18 months for us to get you there, would that be interesting to you? See, because if it takes a year to get to 500, that's an extra $6,000 a year. If it takes an extra year to get to 5,000, that's an extra $60,000 a year, right? So we're talking about an extra 6,000 to an extra $60,000 a year, part-time, spare time, right? And then, so this is the last question. If I can show you how to make an extra $500 to $5,000 a month, working this business, part-time, spare time, an extra 5 to 10 hours a week, okay? And we can show you how to get it done in 6 to 18 months. What will stop you from getting started right now, guys? See, it's imperative to get started now because procrastination is the assassination of your destination. And we don't want you to assassinate your destination. So now is the time, right place, right time. You're definitely here for a reason. That's why you are plugged into this particular call. So I want to say thank each and every one of you guys for allowing me to speak a little bit into your lives. It's always my pleasure to serve you guys in whatever capacity I can. Once again, I'm Tim Trahan, the International Director of Sales. So God bless, take care, take charge, and I'll pass the call back over to you, Dr. Ruth Ann.
As always, King Tim, amazing, simply fantastic. Always love to hear from you. And guys, I'm going to quickly pass this call over to King Clive Campbell, as he always closes us out the best way he possibly can. So King Clive, are you out there?
I am here again, and thank you so much, King Tim Trahan, and thank you all for chiming in on this call to make it possible. I salute the three kings of Trinidad and Tobago. Launching tonight, you are going to do well, and you have destiny in your hands. Many lives will be touched and changed. Every nook and cranny, from baby to granny, I salute you. So, Morton, I need to meet you live on direct, and I say, you walk with your own atmosphere. When I grow up, I want to be like you, sir. So please tell me some of your secrets.
Oh, Queen Bev is here,
Right.
Yes,
Clive.
oh
So,
my
yeah.
word.
Yes.
Lady Bev, Lady Beverly Holness, would you even chime in and say hello?
Wow, 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 wow. Amazing, amazing. It is a beautiful day. Wow, I just got on the call. I saw 107 people. I just want to say congratulations to Mr. Larry Pereira. I want to say congratulations to Mr. Alvin Martin, and congratulations to the other gentleman. Don't remember his name, but forgive me. Charge it to my head, but don't charge it to my heart. Guys, I know I did not hear from the beginning of the call, but I can just imagine all that was said because I know what was said. Guys, I can tell you, we are at the right place at the right time, and there's nothing better for us to be doing tonight. I tell you, I am coming out of the hospital, and I'm coming out of the hospital with great news. I'm leaving, I've been at the hospital all day with my mom, who has been in a coma since Thursday, and my mom opened my eyes 2 times today. Look at me, guys. She opened her eyes. And I have even better news for you tonight. I sat with the doctor for over an hour, and I went through the entire 4 Sankey Global products. And when I was through, I remember every word that Sir Clive said. I remember every word that Dr. Denise, Dr. Franco, the words were just coming back. I was just pouring out. And when I was through, I said to the doctor, Doc, basically everybody has given up on my mom because of where she was. He said, no, we have done all that we could. Everything else right now is left in the hands of God. When he read the products, he read them. He said, I asked Sir Clive earlier and Dr. Ellen to send me the clinical studies because I wanted to have my backup when I spoke to the doctor. And after I finished talking to the doctor, he said, I need to get the information, the clinical studies that was done on these products. I gave it to him, and he sat there out in the sun in the courtyard with me, because that's where we were when we were going through, right out there on some little bench. And when he finished reading the products, he said that he's in agreement. Did you hear me? He said he has no problem giving my mom the inner 7 and the Bellage because he knows the ingredients. He said he is in tune with the ingredients. He said he loved the ingredients that is in the Belage and Inner 7. And he is going to write it in our docket and ensure that they start put it in our drip today.
Wow.
You can repeat that, please, Beverly, that he will put it in her drip today.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what we're going to be doing. So he wrote it. He did not just only tell her, right? I did some other stuff, but he did, when I was leaving there, he wrote it in the docket and said, look here. So while we were tidying her, we had Queen Sharon, Queen Tracy, they were on the line with me and they were praying like crazy. I did administer something else to her, and I put it on her chest and on her head, and that was there. But they didn't start to give her the Inner 7 and the cranial and the Belages yet. But when the doctor read it, the doctor he went through the entire clinical studies, because he said anything that he does is gonna come back to haunt him. He said if he did something to her to finish, kill her, it's gonna come back and maybe cause him to lose his license. So he sat and he read, and at the end of it, he said, I have no problem with you. As a matter of fact, he said, I have never heard of these products or seen them, but everything that is in these 2 products is what your mom need right now, right? And he wrote it in her docket and asked the nurse to fix her drip and start giving it. But I had to leave the hospital, so they said that I couldn't stay inside there anymore. So I left them, but he said, rest assured, Mrs. Holness, your mom is going to be getting these products today, not tomorrow. And he wrote it in her docket for them to give her 2 Belage and 1 Inner 7 per day, every day. Guys, let me tell you something. When I have never ever walked into an hospital of that magnitude, and a medical doctor even choose to listen. Most of the time that the doctors who look at health products, they don't do it with a patient in the hospital. They do it outside, maybe like, just come into a meeting or something and try. But this doctor did not just say she is going to do it. He wrote it in her docket that it should be done, because he went through the man sat and he read as if he was at the university. He said, I am comfortable with what I'm seeing. I need to know more about these products and these companies, because everything that is in these products is what your mom needs to help her. So mom did open her eyes because the prayer warriors was there. Sharon and the team, they were praying. She opened her eyes for 5 seconds, and then she closed it back and opened it back for another 5 seconds. Everybody was rejoicing in the hospital. So I know she's going to be getting the Belage in her drip tonight. There's no question that my mom's eyes is going to be open tomorrow much longer. There's no question that my mom is going to be coming out of the hospital. But guys, what I want to say to you right now, my mom was one of those persons who don't listen. Are you hearing me well? My mom do not listen. I have been giving my mom these products and other products from time immemorial. My mom either sell them, give them away, or put them in a corner until they expire. It doesn't matter how you beg her. And last week, before my mom went into a coma, when she got sick first, she said, my child, I'm going to start listening to you. So for those persons on this call, I don't want you to say you are going to start listening. I need you to listen now. I need you to be proactive. Because when you are not proactive and when you are stubborn, it is not just you who are feeling the pain. It's us who need to take care of you. To the 3 gentlemen who is doing their launch tonight, Larry, Mr. oh God, I don't remember his name, and Mr. Alvin.
Carlos Gonzalez.
Mr. Gonzalez, I just want to give a big thank you and a big shout out and a big up to you, because I say it on the call every night. If you fail to plan, you would have already planned to fail. You are not just failing yourself, you are failing the society. You are failing your family. You are failing your kids like myself. My mom failed me because she wouldn't listen. And when I saw my mom in the condition, I said, oh my God, give her a second chance. Let us use this as a testimony. And to know today that the doctor said, I am good with the ingredients that I'm seeing right here. And she's going to get it every day going forward. Just continue to pray. Just continue to pray. So guys, it is a sin for you to have products like these and keep it to yourself. It is a sin if you don't walk the entire Trinidad and Tobago and wherever you find and let persons know that doctors don't want to know, because the doctors say, send me all the information that you can, because these products are looking so interested. I need to know more about them. Guys, you hear me? Are you hearing me? So again, Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Alvin Martin, Mr. Larry Pereira, thank you, because you tonight are standing as the men of Trinidad, being proactive, calling your friends on the line and said, hey guys, it doesn't matter how much money you have in Trinidad. It doesn't matter whether you own the oil company or the bank in Trinidad. If you don't have good health, you don't have nothing. And I'm standing beside all of you tonight because I will be rolling into Trinidad to preach it from one end of Trinidad to the next, that, hey guys, we need to get out there. We need to tell our friends or enemies or neighbors, whomever. Let me tell you something. The last research on the Sankey Global products, especially the Belage, you can use it to water your plant. So if you have an animal, a dog, a cat, whomever it is, right? But this product is for every living thing that creep up on the face of this earth. What more do you want? And on top of that, the company is paying you to give life. The company is paying you to help someone. The company is paying you to talk. You are always talking. So why not talk about good health? Why not talk about good wealth? Why not change somebody's life? When last have you helped somebody to put food on their table? When last have you helped somebody to get a better night's sleep? Guys, I could talk until tomorrow because I am so elated. I am so happy, but I'm going to turn it right back over to the beautiful Dr. Rutan. And I'm going to end by saying, if you fail to plan, you would have already planned to fail. Back over to you, Dr. Rutan.
And you know, I can pass it right back to Clive because he
Oh,
ends it.
wow.
He ends it the best way possible. You know, we always close in prayer just as we start. So we'll make that happen. And thank you so much, everybody, for getting on. Thank you so much for staying on. And like we said, to the three kings out of Trinidad and Tobago, we can't wait to be able, when there's this time in our world again, where we can travel the way we want. And we can come and shake each other's hands and give each other a fist bump, a big hug, you know, and love upon each other. So thank you so much for getting on, guys. So back to you, King Clive.
Hey, thank you so much, Dr. Ruth and Queen Beverly Hunter. We have been praying for you all day. One of the things I always wanted to hear before is that your mom did something different. She opened her eyes twice. Friends, better things are on the horizon. And what a way to close the call. We can sleep with a better sense of assurance. Oh my God, this is beautiful. And guess what? Comes tomorrow night. If your things are done, we're just the third part of this trilogy of talking about this microbiome bliss. Ladies and gentlemen, get everybody on the call. Get even Bruno to come sit down near to the computer to listen to what is happening here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a cut of one first time on the call tomorrow. All the questions you have, medical questions that you have, the doctors and nurses will be online to answer them. Tomorrow night's call is a powerful call. I think we're going to use the guard for tomorrow night, the link with guard. And but you can stay tuned to your chat room or for your person invited you, which ones of them to use. But we thank God. We are so elated. Wow, like we could just start the call. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close. And we're going to thank God for the good news we end this call with. And to thank God is to celebrate with his three wise men for joining forces with Sankey Global, 1 billion people to reach. What a push we now have. So let us pray. Father, we thank you. Thank you for your love. thank you for your goodness. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for Sankey Global. And we thank you for the scientists. We thank you for the management team. Thank you for the entrepreneurs. And we thank you that Sankey Global is in the Caribbean. Father, many regions of the world pray for this to come, but you've allowed it to pass through the Caribbean first, that you might take it back into the greater English-speaking spaces. Lord, may you give us the grace and the energy. Thank you, Lord, for what you will cause to happen. Thank you, Lord, for Queen Beverly's mom, for the continued healing, to reverse, recover, restore her to good health. In the name of Jesus, we give you the honor and the praise. Now dismiss us with your love, your grace, your mercy, in the name of our Father, of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And everybody will say, Amen. To God be the
Amen,
glory.
amen, amen.
Amen.
Wow, what a night.
And
That is
Oh, what
so
a
wow.
night. Now,
And you know, you guys, just today I telling Bev, tell doctor, put that in her drips. Wow, was that prophetic talk there? Lord,
yeah.
we have some prayer warriors in this room.
Ladies and gentlemen, when the doctors examine our products, put it in the docket, get it in the body. Your
Yes.
mom needs this now more than ever. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, this is big.
those
This
were,
is,
you
Yes,
know,
sir.
Clive, I reach out to everyone and said, send me the clinical studies. I
Wow.
suspected that they were going to ask me for it. And he diligently, and he went through with a fine teeth comb. And every time he went to his bow, he said, yes, 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 yes. And yes, all the way through. Yes, 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 yes. And he said, when I told him about the 4, he said, hey. And you know the beautiful thing, I did not tell him which 2 to start with. He said, I'm going to start with the Bellarge and the inner 7. That's what he did now.
Wow.
Wow. Oh boy, this is amazing. Thank you so much for making our night.
Yes,
I
Donnelly said at the very beginning, when our sister was in all tears of mommy, she said, I remember this, Donnelly. She said, don't worry, God has a plan for everything. Wow. Wow.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Yep.
Let
So
me tell you something. Can I just chime in for a second here?
Go ahead.
You know, I hit Rudan up, right? Because Clive Campbell, he asked me, say, what topic you could do tonight, what topic you could do the next night, what topic you'll do the other night. And this, I said, okay, I'm gonna do sleep and hypertension. I'm gonna do diabetic and hypertension tonight. And every speaker that came on had somebody affected by one of these 2 killers, diabetic or diabetes or hypertension. Let me tell you something. See, when Sankey, and a lot of people do not know what Sankey stands for. Ruthann, man, tell them what Sankey stands for and tell them when you turn it around what it means. And so that means that, Ruthann, tell them, man, come on.
Sankey, san, respect, key, vital energy. Flip it around. Key, san, Holy Spirit.
Wow.
Holy Spirit just flowing.
Wow.
Just flowing. And let me tell you something, when Holy Spirit is at the helm, only victory we will see in this company. Only victory. And I don't know if y'all want to be part of a victory movement, but guess what? I am in Sankey and I'm here to stay, because guess what? If Sankey could take my child who was bound to a wheelchair for 10 whole years, couldn't do nothing for himself, and he stand for the first time after 2 weeks of being on this product on his own, now the child back to school, on the computer, moving from bed to chair on his own. As Tim Trahan said the other night, he saw the video with my son even jumping. I don't know what y'all waiting on. I just don't know. Y'all could read. Y'all heard the testimonies. I mean, this thing is so phenomenal. You heard King Tim Trahan, he came in just like us. The man, you know, they tell him about his medication, whenever he think he needed. On no more meds. I don't know. I want to live and I want my children to live. That's why Dr. Diaz went and he studied the Okinawians to see why they live so long. Man, look here. I was Beverly, I know but you. But I will live to see my great, 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 great grand. And so I could be just like them on these Sankey products.
And I also want to say something regarding Mr. Professor Alvin Morton. You asked any testimonies re multiple sclerosis. Well, what I have or what I've been clinically diagnosed with is NMO. NMO is actually worse than multiple sclerosis. It's the cousin of multiple sclerosis. It's Davick's disease. It's called neuromyelitis optica. And these products are phenomenal for anybody that has multiple sclerosis because it deals with the muscle strength. It restores it. It keeps it. It brings it back. It also allows clarity of the mind. Because, you know, I was reading about, or they had some doctors on the other day about NMO, and they were saying that, you know, with a patient, an NMO patient, you can't just say certain things to them because it sends them off kilter, completely off kilter, you know, because it is literally neuro brain. It starts in the brain. You know, people ask me, Ruthann, how do you make it every day? I got to stay focused. I keep busy helping others. That's why I always serving everybody, because I want to keep myself busy. I don't have to worry about what's going on with Ruthann. So Professor Alvin, I would definitely say multiple sclerosis, give them the products. The people need the products. Make sure that they have them. So with that being said, I guess the call is finished, right?
Persons are asking questions now, but we're asking you, please show up tomorrow night. All your questions will be answered because that's the nature of the call tomorrow night. Fill out the call. When it's more than 200 persons, we're going to celebrate because we know we're going to get more good news from Queen Beverly Holness. Oh my God, this is amazing. But ladies and gentlemen, we just have to close now. And I know Mr. Townsend is going to press the button and us. Thank you again.